I don't know what went on there, but anyway, we'll just say it's all good. I vowed I wouldn't say, can you hear me? But then I've got to start, you wonder why I say that at the beginning of everyone, because it so often doesn't work. But anyway, don't touch it. Right, I ain't touching nothing. I'm just going to touch this, which does that, which, see, this is the thing about Facebook. Got the question there on Facebook. Can't do that on Instagram yet, but hey. So this is question number 1, by the way. When having a breast lift, what happens with aging? Do the scars start to pucker? I'm imagining a gathering either side of the scar. Is this so? What I mean is I'm 48 now, and I am wondering what will happen in, say, 10 years' time when my skin has aged. I've got to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what, I can't picture this. The scars puckering, I'm imagining a gathering either side of the scar. Not getting that. I don't really, no is the answer. The scars don't tend to pucker. Maybe they're thinking the scar's really tight and then this breast sort of droops around it and puckers around it. Anyway, the answer is no. In fact, if anything, in terms of the scarring, aging is good. Aging means the scars settle, means the scars soften, and scars are often quite red, they're often quite firm, and they do tend to soften over time. The only and fade in color over time, so they tend to go skin colored and soften. The only thing that I can potentially think of in this gathering thing, I can't get my head around the gathering, but is potentially if you had a really tethered scar, and if it's really tethered deep and the skin around it drooped, if you like, or sagged, then maybe that could cause some issue. But you don't tend to get tethered scarring with a mastopexy, with a breast lift, because you're not really going deep with the incisions. The only time you get tethered scarring is when the scarring is going deep down to the muscle and deeper. Things like abdominal surgery and what have you, when you're going down through all the layers of the fat, through the muscle, and then into the abdominal cavity, then you might get tethering of the scar down onto that muscle layer, or down deep onto the fascia, so that you get this big dent. And then I guess if the tissue sagged around it, that might be an issue, but that's not an issue with the breast lift. So no, you don't tend to get puckering. Breast lift is, in terms of the scarring, only gets better with time. Now, the cosmetic result is another thing, because your breast will sag or droop over time with gravity. That is going to happen. So just the fact you've had a breast lift doesn't mean that you're not going to have potential for drooping over time. But what it does mean is you're restored to a better place, and so the sagging and drooping isn't as bad as it would have been if you had not had the surgery. So the surgery is good from that point of view, but it's important to be aware that you may still, well, you will still age over time. Right, so I think that's quite clear. It's working now, working. All is good. Don't touch it. Joanne's got a question. Good one. Nice, Joanne. Can I get that? I thought I could get that question on the screen. Oh, good God. I was sure. Show. There you go. Show. Yeah. Yeah. See, I told you I know what I'm doing. Hashtag AskJJ. Like your style. Do you recommend Hibis scrub before surgery? And for breast augmentation, do you recommend the use of compression socks afterwards? Very